Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to teach you how to create a animated video from scratch. So here I'm going to click on a blank slide. So I'm going to just click on this and immediately another tab opens up, and the first thing that it asks me is to choose a layout or a style. Now based on the selection, it will open up a library. So now I'm going to go for this cartoon mode, so I can just click. So the moment I click it, I'm taken to this workspace or my studio. So the first thing that you notice is that it does not really have a title, so you can name it as my project. So now once you title your project, you can begin with your design aspect. Now before we begin with our animation or our video, what I would like to show you this particular workspace. So on the left side you will see our slide. So this basically reminds us of our PowerPoint. This does look like PowerPoint, but instead of slides you have scenes here. And when you click on a second slide, you can see a small icon. So this is basically our transition button. So if you click on the transition button, it allows you to choose one of these transition buttons. So we can probably use hands. And now this is the grid view. Here you have the grid view. Here this is the basic editor button where you can edit. So this is the grid view. This kind of tells you what kind of a look that you have. You have the horizontal style over here. Here you can zoom in and zoom out. And since this is the style you have chosen, you get scenes that scenes that belong to that particular style you have chosen. So now you can this is a search bar where you can search for scenes. So if you have a particular scene in mind, you just have to search for it. But it's quite difficult to get specific scenes because most of these features are paid. So if you have the paid version, then you can probably use this search bar. And on the right side, you have the slide bar. Now the slide bar has all the facilities that you need. So you have scenes, you have backgrounds. So when you click on backgrounds, so the slide bar kind of slides out the library. You have text, you have different kinds of formats, you have characters, but most of these are premium features, as you can see over here. You have props. Props are going to be really important and useful when you create a slide that is from scratch. And then you have the basic shapes. And here you have a couple of animated shapes, and here you have your chart elements. And then you have images. Here you can either choose an image that you have in your computer, in your system, or you can use one of the free images. You have premium images and you have free images. Next feature is the video. So you have a lot of videos that you can incorporate into your animated slide, and you also have the sounds. So you can click on these sounds, and this is where you have the provision for voiceover as well as music, background music. And then finally you have the special effects. Now these special effects are mostly animated things which you can use for your building your scenes. Now coming over here, you have the sound icon. So can you click on it? It kind of tells you about the voiceover. Whether you want to add voiceover for your entire power tool or your music, or you just want your current slide to have a voiceover. Now it's better to begin a slide with a voiceover and then add elements, because as you can see here, each slide is basically 10 seconds. You can extend it to like maybe 20 seconds, so you will not get more than 20 seconds. So now this is why it's better to add a voiceover and then create or build your slide. And this is the most important, I would say, section of the workplace, and this is called the timeline. Now this is the play feature where you can play your template, you can play your animation, and then you can make adjustments in your timeline. Now this is the playhead. Now this playhead feature comes in handy when you're arranging objects. So now I'll explain the timeline in detail in the next class. But for now, I'm going to insert a couple of elements for you to understand what it's all about. So I'm going to click on winter holidays. Let me see if I can get a character. Okay, so I'm going to use the text ho ho ho, and I'm going to add the Santa over here. And as I place my elements, you can see things begin to move or strange things happen over here. This is each time I place an object, it can be anything, it can be an image, it can be a text, it can be a character, it can be any, even a scene or a prop. Anything that I add to the scene will automatically be reflected in the timeline. And then I'm going to add a backdrop or a background. So I go to the slide bar. So you have free images, locations. Now let me see if I get something in the locations. Okay, so I've clicked on this. So now I have to push my Santa far away and place the text, and then I can move it. Just turn it around. It's 15 degrees over there. And there you have it. I've created my first scene. And now if I need to see what I've done, I'm just going to play the slide. So here you can play just the individual slide, and once you have more than like 5 or 6, you can play. So there you go. Our first slide is ready, and this is the transition. As you can, I'm sure you would have seen the hand coming in. That is the transition between slides that I had chosen. So I'll teach you about the timeline in the next class. Thank you.